And here we are, it's Josh Widdicombe, Stephen Merchant still here, joined now, as always, for the final hour by James Acaster.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you, mate. Yeah, my headphones are slipping.
Now, I was explaining to Steve earlier that you, I mean, I don't know if this is unkind, but I said you fulfil a kind of Carl-like role on the show.
Oh yeah, that's a massive compliment.
Are you a moron?
Exactly. I'm fully aware of how you used to treat Carl Pilkington, mate.
Yeah.
I did not want to fill that role.
Well, it worked for him.
It did, he's doing well. Look at him.
Look at him, he's got his own show, so stick with us.
Can't wait to...
Let me abuse you for an hour.
Yeah.
You could be on Sky.
So have you had a good week?
Yeah, quite nice.
Yeah?
Not really been up to much, to be honest. Nothing to report this week. I joined a gym.
Did you?
Yeah.
That seems unlikely.
Try not to sound too surprised.
Are you in a gym, Steve?
Yeah, of course I am, mate, yeah. Worked out 3 times this week.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Got nothing else going on.
But
Is that how much I should be working out?
Well, apparently, I mean, if you want a physique like mine...
Yes, please. I'm pretty close.
Yeah, it does seem like I'm between two very similar kind of.
Well, you don't stay as trim as this, mate, unless you do some serious benching.
Did you bench?
I don't know what that means. I just said I was a gamble. Is that a term?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
I've got a personal trainer, which because I thought it would make me do it.
Sure.
And I do love. I mean, obviously
You love it.
I love it. You can see the benefit, can't you?
Oh, yeah, no, I can't do it when there's a man shouting at me.
I chose a woman because I thought a man would be too intimidating.
That is quite the insight.
Oh no, I'm scared of the man, the big man I'm paying. He's a
A nice lady.
I don't think that's completely.
Does the nice lady, do you work out harder because you want to impress her because she's a lady? Because whenever I've worked out with a female trainer, I've always had the urge to not
to show off.
Well, not to show off, but just, I work. It's like she thinks I'm pathetic, and I'll show her. I mean, she hasn't voiced that. I've just assumed she thought I was pathetic.
Is she an ex-girlfriend, Josh? Does that help?
Yeah.
Is it a horizontal workout?
Come on, mate. Sex I've had. I once when I was supporting Steve on tour. We did a workout because you hurt yourself. There was a gym. Yeah, I did my knee in for 2 months, but I didn't have any shorts, so I had to borrow yours. That's right. To say they were too long. It's the understatement of a decade.
Do we have pictures of that?
I'll try and find a picture.
Yeah.
I'll go and try and find a picture now.
Did you hurt your knee by tripping over them?
Yeah. I did that thing where I was walking along and they were getting slowly caught under my feet. Well, I'm glad you've had a good week. So have you been to the gym yet?
No, my induction is after this show. I go for my induction.
Really?
Yeah.
And what are your goals joining the gym?
I just want to be healthier, feel healthier, look healthier, Steve.
Is that the slogan of the gym you joined?
Yeah. I can't say I've been very much immediately.
Because I felt like I got to about sort of 35 and I just suddenly had this panic that, I'm going to drop dead one day.
Right,
and that, I should sort of, I felt like the internal workings needed to be exercised a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a way to immortality going to the gym.
No, I'm aware of that, but it might give me an extra 3 or 4 days towards the end.
So you're going for your induction?
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear about this next week.
It's going to be... I mean, obviously I'm going to mess it up in some way.
Have you got a sport kit?
Yeah, I got some shorts, mate, and a t-shirt, which, I haven't worn t-shirts in years, so... Having a t-shirt. And some trainers. Nikes.
I mean, it's
Nike
not going to
trainers
go well.
with a swoosh. They're the ones that are fast, right?
Yeah.
Swoosh ones.
Yeah.
Are you having a trainer or are you just going to wing it yourself?
I think I'm going to wing it.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to... On my induction, I'm just going to try and, I don't know if they withhold... Do they withhold all the tips from you unless you have a trainer?
No, as far as I can tell, they just sort of show you how the equipment works.
Brilliant.
My concern without having a trainer is that I'm worried I will hurt myself.
Yeah,
in some
me
way,
too.
Like if I'm trying to lift a weight and it'll just collapse. And
I don't think I'm going to be lifting the weights.
What do you imagine you're going to be doing? Just running?
Running, rowing, and cycling.
You didn't need to join a gym. You can do them all outside.
You do all them anyway.
Yeah.
I don't like people seeing me doing it. I don't want to run in public. That was my main thing.
I'm just thinking, in the modern world we live in, James, can you record some of your kind of experiences on your phone?
Oh, I see. People... yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
But record my induction in my pocket.
If you could. Or just if whoever
wear a wire.
If
Are you tapping this induction?
whoever introduces you at the gym, if they analyse your fitness, if you could just record that is really one of what I'm asking for. Just what they think of you.
Already anticipate that's going to be funny.
Oh no, and then we'll play it out, and then we'll come back to it in like a year if the show lasts that long, and then we can go look at how you were.
What was that?
I'm just a pessimist, mate.
Okay, right. Well, let's play Bastille, and then we've got a game for Steve. So both of you can compete against each other. This Bastille Pompeii.
Josh Widdicombe podcast.
XFM. Steve, when we I remember when you were promoting the Hello Ladies DVD, and you were going on quite a few things, and you said to me, your favourite is when it becomes a kind of generation game style thing.
Right.
Now, we couldn't bring that to you, obviously, but I said this to Neil, and Neil likes to,
Well, I come up with a title and then a game after.
Sure, that's the Carl Pilkington approach.
So Neil's created a game for you that you can compete against James for. So here we go, Neil, if you'd like to take us through it.
Well, it's called Play Your Height Right.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm not quite sure how we're wording it. Are we saying Stephen is...
You're 6'7".
Yeah,
right. That was the thing Neil knew, and he wanted to...
No, I figured out where he got the name from, yeah.
So Neil's got a list of celebrities, and you've got to go higher or lower, you two. on the celebrity.
You mean higher or lower than my height, or they're each other, in relation to each other?
Well, it'll become clear when we play it. Okay?
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Because so far I'm lost.
I'm kind of not the only one. So, basically, Stephen, are you 1.3 times the height of Sue Hodge?
Am I 1.3 times the height of who?
Sue Hodge, who was...
This was the celebrity I chose. Sue Hodge, who played Mimi in Hello Hello, the small blonde woman. And you don't know how difficult it is to find out her height on Google.
I bet, yeah. So Sue Hodge, am I 1.3?
So it's Sue Hodge 1.3, but if you stacked her up...
I just say yes or no, do I?
Yeah. If you stacked her up, is she kind of 1.3 versions of you?
Is she 1.3 versions? Yes, I think she is.
It's genuinely the highlight I've ever had of a radio show is saying, are you higher than 1.3 Steve Hodges? Sue Hodges, not Steve Hodge.
James, what do you think?
Well, I'd say no if Steve's saying yes.
She is 1.3 Stephen Merchants.
There we are. Okay.
Okay, next one. Richard Gervais. Is he 1.45?
I don't know if this is going to work now.
No, he's not 1.45.
No, he's not. He's only 1.15.
Right.
Okay. Warwick Davis.
James.
I'm not even sure I'm fully understanding the maths of this.
I don't know what's going on.
What is supposed to be a higher or lower? It's Ricky Gervais. Oh, that's just easy, isn't
I think where it would have worked... Dare I... May I offer some feedback for future games of this? I think I go with James here, which is that if you had just listed celebrities and you just started with Warwick Davis and then you'd said Sue Hodge, is she higher or lower? And we'd gone higher, and then that would have worked. Then Jeff Goldblum higher, and Sylvester Stallone lower. I'm into that. That's a great game. It's exciting. It's dynamic. Well, this is like this weird. I'm not even sure that 1.4 like. Okay, go on.
So it's basically, if you think of Sue Hodge, and then you'd
to be honest with you, I haven't thought of Sue Hodge since Hello Hello began. I didn't give her any thought when the show had ended. Like, I would watch it on a Saturday, and then as soon as it ended, I never gave Sue Hodge another thought until it resumed again. I was too busy thinking about Vicky Michelle.
I went in a curry restaurant recently, but as an aside.
You ran into Vicky?
No, I went into a curry restaurant in Buxton. They're called an Indian restaurant. That's what it's called. Yeah. And they're on the wall they had Jim Davidson when he was there and Vicky Michelle when she was there.
The two of them together?
No, separate visits.
Because that would have been a fascinating scandal if the two of them had showed up at a curry house together. I say scandal. It would have been a scandal in 1989.
Yeah. Gordon Kay would have been livid. So.
To be fair, I did think of this feature about 4 in the morning while trying to rock a child to sleep. So,
yeah, well...
And how tall is that child, Neil?
Okay, let's start off. Is my newborn baby higher or lower than Warwick Davis?
Lower.
Okay, good. The Queen, is she higher or lower than Warwick Davis?
Listen, go back to your own game. You're trying to freeform now and it's falling apart. Go back to the height. You've obviously done a lot of careful working out, a lot of research. I don't want to destroy that.
Okay, so let's move on to a random one then. Bruce Forsyth, is he 1.3 Stephen Merchants?
Is he 1.3? But see what you're saying?
Sorry, no, other way around. Sorry, is 1.3 Bruce Forsyth Stephen Merchant's height? True or false?
I can't be, surely, because I can't believe if you add a Bruce Forsyth on top of another Bruce Forsyth, he's anything other he must be much taller than me.
If you only had
Colossal.
3 of a Bruce Forsyth. So it's Bruce Forsyth and then his head and shoulders again.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
That's how we've worked it out, the maths.
Bruce Forsyth wearing his own head, is that what we're saying?
I'm not going to lie to you, we thought we'd booked Rachel Riley. It's all gone bad.
Sure, yeah. Yes, I think he is.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the final one, just because we've done it, are the maths. Oprah Winfrey. Could she be 1.4 to get to your height, Stephen?
Yes.
No, she's like Bruce. She's only 1.3.
Oh,
She's
damn.
the same height as Forsyth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I don't know what just happened.
I don't know what's happened. Can I
don't know. I think XFM may have just lost half its listenership. That's what just happened.
Oh my god, there's only 4 people listening. Good luck selling the TV rights to that one.
That's one of the most astonishing things I've ever heard. So,
That, to be fair, is worse than all of Carl Pilkington's quizzes put together. And he's come up with some absolute nonsense.
that is genuinely the best thing you've ever done, Neil. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to the critics.
Thanks.
Do you know Van Gogh was never,
Appreciated in his
time. Maybe in 200 years that quiz will be, remembered.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
No, we come to the point, James, of your classic scrape. The highlight of the show, as always, according to listeners, which galls me.
Yeah, you get so angry. It resent me so much coming in.
Is it a classic scrape, or is it one from this week?
This is an archive.
Archive
All they did this week was join a gym, and that hasn't. Really, I'll just join that so I can get more future scrapes. I'm running out of stuff. But this was a few years ago when I worked at. Do you remember when I worked at a school?
Yeah.
That was a classroom assistant for a bit. I just moved to London and moved in with 3 people who I didn't know at all. And we were all very bad at maintaining the house. We're supposed to be like the garden especially, but the house in general was a mess, and the girls once put up a cleaning rota without having discussed it with everyone, which I think is a bit...
Ooh, yeah, that always leads to trouble.
I think you've got to sit everyone down and go, we should all start doing cleaning. What do you think about a cleaning rota? Instead, I went down one morning and on the fridge was a colour-coded cleaning rota. My main problem with it was that my name was in brown, which suggested I was the messiest one in the house. Everyone else was like greens and blues. And I was
Were you the messiest in the house?
No way, man. Keith was.
Oh, not Keith. And what was Keith's biggest sin? I mean, what would he...
Keith didn't do anything in the house, didn't help out at all, but one of those girls was his girlfriend, so she wasn't going to tell him off in front of everyone.
Of course.
Oh,
Typical.
what colour was Keith?
Keith was blue, a nice deep ocean blue.
Oh, unbelievable.
The more I hear about this Keith guy, the less I like him.
He was awful. He would sit there playing... He'll never listen to this. Keith used to play fantasy roleplay games all the time.
And he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, he had a girlfriend.
Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
I didn't have a girlfriend.
Right, you must feel really bad.
Also, but I wasn't doing myself any favours in that house, because I'd bought the only blanket I had at home, and I've had it all the way through as a child, so I didn't think of it as anything weird. But then it was this blanket of a tiger roaring, just a tiger's head that would fill the whole of my bed. So it's this massive tiger head just growling. And
So did you ever bring a girl back, get to the bedroom, and then that was the...
No, I never had that, but my housemates did look in and go...
Meanwhile, there's a guy next door playing role play, getting gently...
Getting all the ladies.
So, there was a cleaning rota.
It's cleaning rota, but the garden was not included on that rota, and we all neglected the garden, and it got out of control. It was a proper... And eventually, the neighbours dobbed us out to the landlord.
Oh,
the neighbours phoned them up. And,
so what can you give us a picture of what that garden looked like? I mean, it was just very overgrown.
Yeah, basically, it's just like weeds and grass that were like higher than most of us by then. It was ridiculous by the end. It was, I couldn't look out the kitchen window because I'd feel ashamed.
Sure. Well, there's
about
grass.
What we'd done, yeah. Keith loved it. He'd go outside in there and play wizards. And stuff
Get lost in the enchanted forest.
Yeah. Trying to find an elf sitting on a toadstool that could tell him the way to the castle. But he loved it. But the rest of us really
be furious. Yeah,
really
and the neighbours
and the neighbours would look over and get annoyed.
I always feel sorry for neighbours who live next door to basically students.
Yeah.
No, often like a lovely retired couple.
Yeah.
They spent house proud. They spent years, and they got the couple of plebs next door who don't have any God,
no regard, don't care.
Keith and James next door.
So yeah, they ratted us out, and the landlord phoned us up and said, just going to come round and do an inspection this week on Saturday, so if you need to sort anything out before I get round there, then that'd be good. So we panicked.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I worked at the school, and I knew that there was a gardener there, so I asked the gardener if I could borrow some equipment from him. And I thought he'll give me some, like, shears or something like that. He gave me the strimmer. The proper,
the hedge trimmer,
the full-on strimmer to use.
Yeah. Did you carry it across London?
I did. I had to put it in 2 bin bags, one from either end. It looked like, and then tie it up with rope in the middle. It looked like I had a dead body on the tube. I was taking.
I mean, that would be a very confident way for a murderer to dispose of a body, wouldn't it? By tube.
Best way to do
work, you know, in plain view, hide in plain view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, this is a strimmer. Everybody just assume, a strimmer in there. There's no way it's a dead body, despite the smell. But I got back home, and I was really like, don't worry guys, guess what I've got? And they were really excited I had the strimmer. Plugged it in, I went outside, and I remember them all watching me from inside, and I turned it on, and it stram beautifully. Really, really amazing.
Excellent action.
Amazing.
Was it one of the kind of ones with the little sort of petrol motor, or was it an electric?
It was electric, so I had to plug it in.
Sure.
And have the wire coming through the kitchen window. You know the top kitchen window that's long and thin.
Oh yeah.
And it's all it's used for is putting wires through.
Sure. Yeah.
So we had that, and I was trimming one-handed, and it was so easy.
What?
Yeah.
Arrogant.
So,
what were you doing with your other hand?
the other hand, I was
waving to the onlookers.
No, but you joke. I was throwing gang signs to my friends on the inside, to Keith and the gang.
Yeah.
Just doing the gang signs like, this is brilliant, I've got a strimmer. And then I saw their faces changed from delight to horror, really. And then turned around and realised that the cable had got wrapped up in the strimmer.
Oh my word.
And was currently being shredded while I was holding it.
Oh my word.
And this was after like 30 seconds of strimming. Like, I'd done very little. Very little.
Committing kind of Harry Carey.
Yes, immediately.
I thought for a minute you were going to say you'd sliced Keith's head off. he was sat amongst his people in the forest.
Game over, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you started chopping at the wire.
Shredding the wire up. Immediately, the strimmer stopped and the whole house short-circuited. The whole, all the lights in the house went off. Everything stopped. I think someone had some washing on, that stopped.
Yeah.
It was.
Why did the whole house short-circuit?
I don't know. I think there's this thing.
Did Mr. Jenkins, the landlord, come in at that moment?
Yeah. Guys, just seeing how. What the hell? What? These lights aren't working. You're doing my washing, right? So that was ruined immedially. We had to do the rest of the garden with.
So basically, it was like if the garden was a person's head of hair.
Yeah.
It's that thing where you were going to give a full shave of the head, and you've just got one patch missing.
Yeah, and then absolutely I broke the electric shears. We're going to have to do the rest with scissors, which were not. At the end, it did look like somebody was trying to cut their own hair when we actually did the shears around that. Yeah, we had to do it with shears, the whole garden. It was awful, but I was mainly scared about returning the strimmer to the school, and I panicked so much about things, and I was trying to guess, instead of Googling how much a strimmer was, I tried to guess, how much would you guess the strimmer is?
100 quid?
100 quid?
More? Yeah, probably about
100, yeah.
100 quid? Yeah. I guessed £2,000. In my head, I was like, it's got to be £2,000.
Yeah.
I've just thrown away £2,000. I can't believe it. And I was really panicking on the tube on the way back with it now in 2 bags. No, it's in one. But like taking it back in this bag, and I got.
So why was it? Wasn't it? Couldn't you just replace the wire?
Well, I thought I probably could, but I just. Panic way too much in this situation and think I'm going to have to buy an entire new strimmer. And I got back and I gave it to the head teacher. I said, look, he said, did you find it useful? I said, for a while. But I then stram through my own wire. And I've broken it.
The head teacher's went, I don't think stram is
Yeah. Oh, it's a word.
You shouldn't be working at this school.
I'm teaching the kids well. We're doing some drumming. I drammed with them the other day for ages. So I had to tell him I broke it, and I thought I was going to get in trouble. And he just went, "It's all right, we'll get Patrick to fix it." And I was like, "What else can I borrow?" Great. Just borrow everything, take it home.
It doesn't come back to haunt me. I can just go berserk.
There's no consequences, just ruin everything.
Went home with a blackboard, wrote your own rota.
Myself in glistening white.
Yeah.
So did you get away? The landlord was fine when he came in. It was all.
He was fine. He obviously came round and knew what had happened. He could look at the garden and go, "Well, you've clearly just rushed this."
But you made
we got away. We got away with it. He said, "Lovely rotor." In the end, we had to stop using the cleaning rotor genuinely because we couldn't read it because it was too dirty.
Well, life's come on since then. You've joined a gym.
Yeah,
I'm worried it leaving you in charge of, the treadmill.
Throwing gang signs on the treadmill to everyone else.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Just got time to thank you for coming in, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Josh.
And any plugs you have now, James?
Yep, the tour that I've been promoting every single week for forever, it seems, is ending this week. So, yeah, sorry, mate. Exeter on Monday.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Then Birmingham on Thursday at the Glee, and ending in Kettering on the 30th.
Homecoming gig. Homecoming gig. That's going to be glorious.
Yeah.
It's like going to be Blur at Mile End, isn't it?
It will be exactly like that. Every time I go there, that's exactly how I'm treated.
Wow. Well done. I mean, well done for getting to the end of it.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, it's really impressive. Steve?
Well, obviously you can catch the last few episodes of my Sky Atlantic show, Hello Ladies, Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Or probably illegally download it. Seems to be what most people on Twitter are doing, proudly telling me they've already watched all the episodes that haven't been screened in this country yet. Thanks, guys.
Do you reply to those tweets?
No, of course I don't. No. Listen, I'm not doing it for the eyeballs that are watching it officially on Sky Atlantic. Of course, I'm obviously just watching. I'm just doing it for the fans, and however they may access it. But I'll tell you what I would like to plug, if you haven't seen it yet, is the forthcoming film Noah.
No, I've not seen
directed by Darren Aronofsky. You'll know him from Black Swan, Oscar winning. And if you haven't seen the trailer for this, it's an absolute gem. It's Russell Crowe.
Yeah,
and he plays Noah.
Yeah,
biblical Noah, not just a guy called Noah. And he wakes up, as they only do in movies, with that kind of, when you sit bolt upright, he wakes up like that, which I've never woken up like that from a scary dream. And to be fair, he is getting messages from God in his dreams. Yeah. And is Methuselah, who I think might be his father, or just a wise old man, played by Sir Anthony Hopkins. He says something like, he says something like, he's angry. God's angry. And there's some rain. There's I think the rain comes later, but there's rain promised. Yeah. So he immediately sets to work building an ark with the help of like a couple of other people and Emma Watson.
Oh yeah.
So Hermione from Harry Potter, she's helping build the ark.
I'm definitely going to go and see this.
Right. Well, you think you're already excited. So he's building the ark. What problems can there be? I mean, he's just got to build the ark before the flood comes. But given that God has told him build it before the flood comes, I'm assuming God's keeping the flood on hold until the ark's built. Hang on a minute. There's only trouble from a neighbouring village. Who's this? Who's this? The leader of this this gang of ne'er-do-wells? It's only Ray Winston.
Oh yeah.
Ray Winston comes over and basically says, "Oi, Noah, you muppet! Give me your ark.
Give me your ark."
Or some such, something along those lines. And then Russell Crowe as Noah keeps saying things like, "No," and everything Noah says is a kind of, it's very kind of epic, and so it's like Emma Watson will say, "It's all over," and he'll say things like, "No, it's just beginning." and then
any animals appeared by this point?
Well, no, and then towards the end of the trailer, you see the ark kind of half finished, and then the animals flood on, and there's all the animals running on, including some animals that Darren Aronofsky has made up. Not even all real animals. And then there's a boom, and then you just see the snakes. All the snakes are getting on board. Yeah. And it's not clear how he's summoned. It's like he's just gone with like a giant horn. And then all the snakes of the world.
So is that
but there's like a little moment of humour, because like Noah's wife goes, "Really, Noah? The snakes?"
Oh.
and then it sort of ends with a kind of preposterous. I think that he's. One raindrop lands on his nose, and Noah looks up, and then it kind of cuts to the water crashing in, and he goes, "Noah."
It's amazing.
It's utter nonsense.
The film take place before the flood?
Yeah, well, he's building it before the flood arrives.
No, but I mean, is there then flood in the film, or?
I would assume the last act is the flood.
Yeah.
If they skip on the flood, they have missed a massive trip. It's the best bit of that story.
Unless they're going to sort of do it Hobbit-like and string it out for sort of 4 or 5 films.
First film was just carpentry.
Wow. Are you going to go?
Of course I'm going to go.
I'm really excited about that.
We'll tweet the trailer from XFM.
Apparently it's based more on the graphic novel Noah. No, that's true. I'm not making that up.
There's a graphic novel
There's
of
a
Noah?
graphic novel called Noah.
Well, apparently there's been test screenings, and some of the test audiences who are religious are not happy because they feel that he's changed the original story. He's not got the facts exactly.
Yeah. This one's ridiculous.
I'm going to read the book first, I think. I mean, I'm going to plug now, but I feel like it's all academic after Noah. I'm in Melton Mowbray tonight.
Ray Winston?
Ray Winston might be halfway through. Come in and demand my microphone.
Do a wry observation on life when you were young.
And also, I should plug that my DVD is now out on in shops.
We were never allowed to do that on Classic XFM.
No, but then you weren't allowed to play Biffy Clyro twice in 3 hours, so...
Good news for you, Josh. My friend Graham texted me this morning, letting me know he's going to be asking for your DVD for Christmas. So, congratulations, mate.
I'd like to point... When is the DVD released?
It was released on Monday.
So it's already available, I'm sure, for illegal download.
Well, Neil earlier on alerted me to the fact it was being streamed on YouTube, but then apparently it wasn't. And,
I think it's been taken down.
You can find it. Don't worry, it's out there, guys. You'll find it online.